I guess this will be good enough. Kind of hard to tell before you actually go live if this is set up correctly. Because I have a way that I film for unboxings and I have a way that I film for readings. And I have to resituate each time I do that. And it's annoying as shit sometimes. And my desk is dirty. Anyway, welcome to another fabulous night of tarot and tea with me, Tarot and Tea. And I will apologize for my severe lack of energy that I'm experiencing tonight. I've been working fiendishly to get caught up with everything at work and at home, and it's left me very drained by the time I get to any YouTube stuff. So I've just been trying to get everything situated because we do leave this Friday to head across country. And yeah, it's draining getting kids prepared, adults prepared, houses prepared, because of for us being gone, animals, things like that. So for me to take time off for anything requires about 2 weeks worth of work. And especially when you run a business and you're leaving your business for over a week, about a week and a half, 2 weeks, I think, is what I'm taking off. And when you're doing that, you have to have 2 weeks worth of preparation before you leave and 2 weeks worth of catching up when you come home. So I'm trying to make life easier on myself. And it's not really working. But scooch this way. See if I have enough room for. You'll have to forgive my mess, all right? I just, like I said, I wasn't totally prepared. My daughter was using my desk for about 5 hours today, puppy. And I needed to get situated about an hour ago, but she was playing. I don't know what game she plays on here, to be on, or on the computer. She has some game she plays. She was on the gaming grind. Yep, she was, and I had to like kick her out literally like 10 minutes ago. So that meant resituating cameras, lighting, microphones, and everything. And yeah, but enough with that. So, in the spirit of World Goth Day, I don't know if we have too many goths in here tonight or anybody that is into the goth subculture. Um, many of you know, not many of you know, but many people in my world know that it was huge into the subculture for quite some time, since I was about 13 years old. And the big reason why I don't get to partake in the aesthetic as much as I like is because number one, I'm a mom. Number two, I'm a businesswoman. And even though you can check my closet and it's predominantly black clothing, I don't get to side shave my head anymore. And I don't get to wear my piercings exposed anymore. Because even though I'm a funeral director, it's still a very modest profession. And I have to look very professional at all times. So I don't get to partake as much as I'd like or as much as I used to, but still. Yeah, most of my really good friends from a long time ago are all from my goth days. And like I shouldn't say it like that, like I don't partake in the subculture at all. I do. Like you look in my room, it is very gothy. You look in my home, it's very gothy, but you guys get what I mean. Anyway, so I decided that I needed to find some decks that were kind of spirited towards that because I try to celebrate everything. So if there's something to be celebrated, I don't care if it's, part of me or not, I'm going to do something in the spirit of it for those that do celebrate it or do partake in it. Like, I don't necessarily, I'm not a witch, so I don't necessarily participate in Beltane or anything like that, but I love learning about stuff. So I will do readings for those that partake in those things. It's not inheritedly my religion or anything like that, but I respect those that do partake, so I have stuff for that. But I decided that we're going to use the Wisdom of the House of Night Oracle and then the Tiara Voltaire. And this deck doesn't look like it's a whole lot. right? But it's really expensive. It's another one of those like out of print expensive decks. And I've had it for a minute. That's why it's kind of, it looks a little ratty. You know, the box does, right? It doesn't have an unboxing on my channel for me to link to for you guys because I've had it for a bit. And it's actually in order. I went and I had it cleansed and everything because I wasn't sure when I would be using it. So I went ahead and I put it in order and I shelved it, right? But we're going to use that tonight, even though I don't have it as an unboxed deck on my channel. And if you're not familiar with my channel, usually if I'm using a deck in a reading, I've done an unboxing and walkthrough of it so that you can see the decks and get familiar with them and essentially have them be represented properly on my channel. And if I haven't done a walkthrough, I usually don't use them. Not yet anyway. And until I do the walkthrough. And I haven't even, you want to know what? I thought I opened this and I haven't. Should we use this? Because I haven't done an unboxing on it. I thought I had opened this already. Well, I guess we're unboxing it here because I said I was going to use it. I thought I had already unboxed this one. Maybe I unboxed one before or opened one before and gave it away. I don't know. Y'all know I have too many decks to keep track of this stuff. So here we go. We're unboxing it here. Okay. Ooh, sorry, I didn't mean to get the yawns on. All right, so here we go. Ooh, it comes with a guidebook. Is it in color? Is it in color? Is it in color? No, it's not in color. But that's okay. We don't always have to have an in color guidebook. It's actually really, well, it's a call it burn read deck, and she usually has a pretty decent, book. It's not just your standard little white book, but you know, it's I've used this deck before, and that's why I think I've gotten confused on whether or not I unboxed one, because sometimes I'll get duplicates and I'll use one just to kind of get the feel of it, and then I'll do an unboxing and like a full overall with it, and I don't think I don't know. Hey bud, hey, by the way, hey everybody that's here. I know it's a Sunday and it's kind of late and stuff like that, and everybody's like out doing stuff or anything like that. So who does show up, I'm grateful to. Alrighty. So, ooh, look at that. Shiny. Shiny. It's got silver edging. And you can tell by the triple moon that it's probably got a little bit of a Celtic witchy vibe to it. Not probably. It kind of does. I mean, it's subjective how anybody interprets that. Wow, this thing is like a brick. Like, you kind of have to break it apart. That was totally off camera, but look, it's like you have to break it apart. All right, so while I do that, chat amongst yourselves. And this is kind of how I can at least show you guys how I kind of, anytime you have gold or the foil pressing on the edge, sometimes you will have to break the deck apart because when they stamp them, sometimes they align them wet or sometimes they cut them, and they'll come down the assembly line and then they'll just get, you know, their foiling done on the edge and they kind of stick together. So first impressions, huh? Well, it's a glossy deck, so it's gonna stick. Dang, I really wish I had paid attention to whether or not this was a used deck or not. Because usually when they're sticky like this, they're hard to work with in the beginning, and I have ways of making them not so sticky. You guys are just gonna have to bear with me on this. Okay. So, you guys know how I do this, and if you're new to the channel and don't know how I do this, then there's probably a couple people just kind of watching or you know, being silent, because it's always, not everybody has channels, so not everybody participates in chats, but they do like to watch. So pardon me for 1 second while I grab something. Yay me for not being totally prepared tonight, huh? It's been an off day. I've been tired today. So if you're new to the channel, basically what I do is an all signs reading. I run through the sign, all 12 signs from Aries to Pisces, and I'll pull either anywhere typically from 1 to 3 oracle cards and then clarify them with tarot cards. There's times where I just use the tarot. There's times where I use a mixture of tarot and oracle. If, for whatever reason, your sign is not resonating with you, just go ahead and check your moon and or rising sign, as those may better suit you for the reading. If not, maybe it's just not your reading this week. And there's other readings from previous weeks you can check on, as well as other readers you can check with. You know, I don't resonate with everybody. So we're just going to go ahead and try to get started here. Well, it shuffled pretty well. I didn't get to do a flip through, but oh well. I wasn't exactly geared towards that tonight, guys. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pull one card per sign and clarify it, seeing that's okay, sis. Ain't a whole lot to totally look at usually. Readings you can most definitely just listen to. Sometimes I do some stuff that's fun, like the Friday the 13th one. You probably want to watch that one as well as listen, because you know it was interesting and fun. And if my hands look a little scratched up today, I apologize. I was giving kittens baths, and some kittens, that was their first ever experience with water, and they didn't like it a whole lot. So Aries, you have the High Priestess card. And let's check and see what the high, like what I usually don't ever read from the books. But let's kind of see. When my vampire high priestess of water visits you, it is to remind you that all things change, like the powerful element. Oh, I can't even read today. Element she represents. Yeah, you could probably definitely read this intuitively. It's not really like, it's not really detailed. So you would just look at this in the essence of the high priestess and water. So she's very intuitive because water elements deal with a lot of intuition. So whatever's going on for Aries this week is definitely calling upon their intuition, something internally for them to ponder with. Alright, let's see what's going on with Aries. How y'all doing anyway? Anybody else had an off energy week or weekend like me? Where yesterday I was like doing a jillion things, and today I'm just like, don't bother me. How's been me today? Well, in my defense, honestly, my teenagers were in my space all day. One of them was taking a nap next to me. One of them was, like you said, a foot away from me playing a video game at all times. And I'm like, I need to be working on my stuff. And I didn't quite allow for that, because I'm one of those where when I'm busy and I'm working on something, you can't bother me. Like, you can't be in my space. I'm one of those types where I like my own energy and things like that. So, in this regard, we have the 4. Oh, this is really cool. I have to do a walkthrough on this deck. This deck's really cool. So we have the Devil. In this case, it's the Alchemist, but it's actually the Magician. And the 4 would be water. So cups on this one. So, I know they're real pretty, huh? This deck's really cool if you can get a hold of it. More of the heck I did with the box. If you can get a hold of this deck, it's a really good one. But it's one of those that you kind of have to, you're going to have to do your own walk, spend time with it, in other words. So, with the Four of Cups, see, it's a situation where the focus is going to be on, what's in front of you instead of what is a possibility for you. And right here, you're being pulled mentally, Aries, in a direction that is not becoming for you, but you're going to be pressed for, how can I say this? This is testing you on how you're going to handle things about yourself. So, shadow work for you this week. So, go internal, figure out the things about you that you're hyper focusing on that probably don't deserve your attention as much as you're giving it. And, these are things that control you. Instead of you controlling it, you allow it to control you. You need to find that balance. Even though I don't have a two card right here, this is really something where I see the struggle with balance, Aries. And in the sense of like a shadow work type ordeal, is kind of what I'm getting from this. This is causing you to think deeper about the stuff that you hyper focus on that are drawing your attention. Is this good for you to be so attentive to it? Or is it pulling you away from other things that you could be embellishing on that could actually make your situation better, cause growth, or anything? So, when we're hyper focused on something and we are so focused on the details, we don't see the bigger picture, or maybe vice versa, you're so focused on the bigger picture, you're not seeing all the details that could make things transcend differently. So, if this is speaking to you, Aries, that's something that you might want to consider that is going to be apparent to you this week, or something that, if it's not apparent to you, you need to make apparent to you. Alrighty. So, that's what I've got for you, Aries. That was the message there. So, moving along to Taurus this week. I should have had like a coffee or something. I hate when my energy's not popping. I hate boring. Well, because I hate boring readings. I hate when I watch boring readings. I hate when I give a boring reading. All right, Taurus. High Priestess of Spirit. So this is, anytime I think of spirit, I think of something that is air. So this is going to be something that deals with your intuition regarding your thoughts and things that are in outside of your necessary physical, your tangible. So this is going to be more of your mental and thought processes. All right. So let's see what we got for clarifiers on that. So it's a good deck. I wonder why I ended up choosing this one. I guess we'll find out the more we kind of do the readings, huh? If I'm not digging this style of reading, I won't use this deck like that again. But let's clarify it for Taurus. I need to do funny readings. I miss doing those. Those get my energy better. Alrighty. So we've got the Two of Swords. We have the Knight of Coins in the reverse and the Page of Cups in the upright. So, Two of Swords, decision making. Something, okay. You're not feeling something clearly. You're either making a decision or you've made a decision, and you've made it with your head. But when it comes down to like doing the physicalness of the decision, you're at a stalemate. You're like, no, I don't know. Is this the smartest move for me? And like in the mentally, maybe it's good, like your head over heart. But when it comes down to the physicalness of it, you're kind of like, maybe I don't know what I want. But you're definitely looking for something new. You're looking for something that emotionally is fulfilling. And that is the direction that usually benefits you the most. Is like, if for some reason, Taurus, in this reading, you're kind of like, if it feels good, I go with it. But there's, like I said, you have head over heart. Like, when it comes down to actually physically doing it, you have that Knight of Coins, but he's in the reverse, and he is just, either what what I can assume from this is either investment wise, you're just not sure that you are ready to jump all into this. If this has to do with the relationship, which it very much could, you are wondering if this is actually good for you or not. It might feel good, and a part of your head, your part of your mind can't get this situation out of your head, this person or whatever the case may be. But when it comes down to actually doing it, you're apprehensive. Are you not ready for this? Are you not ready to commit to something? This could also be finance, because you do have the United Coins right here. If this is not something that, I know, emotionally, maybe in your head, you're like, yeah, I really want to make this move, this commitment, this whatever the case may be, because I want something new. But a part of you is like, I don't know if I'm ready to make that movement. And with this, with in conjunction with the High Priestess of the Spirit, you're gonna have to go and dig a little bit deeper into what is actually going to be your flex in this, in the long term, not just something that's so simple as an emotion. You're going to need to really dig deep into this, and if you're a spiritually guided person, perhaps ask your spirit guides on this one. If you're not so much into that, and you're, whatever your faith may be, whatever ascends you, and you need to have that one-on-one with yourself. I mean, if you're listening to this reading, you should be having those one-on-ones with yourself every day of, are your decisions glorifying you or dimming you? And this is a situation that really calls upon that. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if there's much more. We are on Taurus, so you only missed Aries. So that's kind of what I'm getting from this is that head over heart. You are really going to have to dig deep because it's clouded. It's not a cut and dry thing. It's not black and white. There is some gray in this. But the only way to really distinguish what is going to be best for you is for you personally to dig deeper, for you personally to spend time with yourself. And that's when you're going to realize what is best for you in this situation. All right. And that's what I got for you, Taurus. So, moving along to our wonderful Geminis. And welcome, my gorgeous Sam. And I see a Nubs and a Channy. And I know there's a few other people that should. I know Dom's here. Get one more shuffle in. I do peek at the chat every so often. It's not my usual, but it does happen. 1 second, 1 second. I've got some text messages. Tell people I'm busy and they don't listen. Okay. Gemini. Oh, that didn't come out. That didn't come out. Ah, there's one. I actually have the Alice in Wonderland deck, that the new one that came out, but I also have like another. For some reason, people really like making Alice in Wonderland inspired decks. So I have a couple of those, and I've been meaning to do an Alice in Wonderland like whimsical style reading. I haven't done it yet. I'm so freaking lazy. I'm not lazy. I swear to God, I'm not. It's just been like chaotic trying to get so much done. This is a little alarming here, Gemini. Chaos. So this would be kind of like your Tower card, okay? And as you see, you got here the tornado that's coming down, and it's going to cause some destruction. That's why you got that chaos there. I know I'm way too busy to be lazy. I had a kind of bummish day today, I ain't gonna lie. But even then, I was still like working on my phone and stuff and working on my computer. So even if I'm sitting down, I'm still working. And with this, as you can see, with the, like I said, the tornado, it comes through, and what do tornadoes do? It levels things. The chaos cards or tower cards or however you want to put them, they are always a representation of ultimately at their core meaning change. It's going to change. It is not going to be the same way it was when you came into it, right? Any storm, any situation that's going to cause an uproar is not going to be the same thing as it was when it started. At the end of it, it's going to either fall down to its foundation or it's going to be a big old mess that you got to sort through. In other words, you got some mess coming your way. So let's find out, Gemini. And Geminis, you guys are known for this. You guys are known for having. Geminis have chaos. They naturally do. So let's see what's going on this week, Gemini. You got a little chaos. Let's see what's going on. Is this internal? Is this physical? So let's see. I still got to do a Rocky Horror themed reading for Marianne too. Don't think that I don't pay attention to what people suggest. I do. Alrighty. So we got chaos. And with chaos, we have the King of Swords. We have the King of Coins in reverse. So this is going to tell me that it's probably business related. That's what I'm going to assume. And with that 7 of Cups right there, I am going to assume you're going to be having some conflict, emotional conflict. So the King of Swords in you, this could be you, this could be somebody else. So we're just going to go with one story and you guys kind of relate to how it flip-flop it around how you need it, but we're going to do the baseline. King of Swords, I tell this all the time. He is strong. He is determined. He is not very soft, but it's because he doesn't need to be. This guy battles. Like, I mean, if he had a job, it was like, this is your chief in command here. And it's because he can trim the fat from emotions. He thinks a lot. He's heavy in thought, but emotionally, he can, separate himself from emotions and things versus, the King of Cups or anything like that, who he's very emotionally centered. The King of Swords is very mentally centered. So some people say he's very stoic. Some people say the King of Swords is very cold and kind of withdrawn. And those are all very true, but it's not a negative. It is just, being like in the head over heart. He is the epitome of that. The King of Coins in the reverse. He is very much, in his upright, he is one that is very good with finances. He's very good with his stability, his home life, things that are tangible. When in the reverse, the King of Cups is one of those that is just like, I don't care, let it be what it's going to be. Quite the opposite. It's not that he doesn't have abilities to earn and gain and be stable. It's just he gets into this like, well, I don't give a fuck moment. And, he becomes a little looser with finances, a lot looser in some cases. So with this 7 of Cups being in the reverse, the battle is making you you have this battle right now that you might be going through some financial issues. This is somebody who might have recently lost a job because he was like, you know what, I know myself better than that. I'm tired of the constant battling. I'm going to go into business for myself, but maybe you don't have the financial bearings for that at this time. So it's not that you're not smart enough, wise enough, and good enough. It's just like, hey, finances aren't in order for that. But you have a part of you that is just very much done with trying to battle this. Like you're tired of battling, juggling finances and stuff like that. Maybe you're at a point where you're like, I need to let things fall apart so things can fall together. And the big problem is, as strong as you are, as mentally strong as you are, some of us are very mentally strong and weak with our wallets. If this was the case altogether, I would say, you know what, let stuff fall where it is because you've got everything in alignment for you. But since the King of Pentacles or coins is in the reverse, pentacles, coins, same thing. It's dictating to me that you might not have a lot of options financially or tangibly with what you're going through. And you need to be strong. You need to know better at this time. You need to know that you do have qualifications, you do have abilities. So even though there's some stuff going on financially, tangibly, this can also mean somebody who's giving up, giving something up physically. Because they're tired of fighting. If this is somebody, if this is a marriage type situation where you're like, I'm giving up the house because I'm just tired of fighting in my divorce, this could very much represent that as well. But this could also be somebody who's, I'm willing to quit my job because I'm tired of feeling like, feeling like shit about it. So this is somebody who's willing to loosen something financially or physically, tangibly. But at the same time, you're a very strong person. You can get through this. And you're going to get through this. That's the beauty of it. This is a person who's meant for battle. You're meant to go through these. Do they suck? Absolutely. But, you need to, one of the things that I will say in this is hold on to money that you have. Conserve, 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 because you can always flip this energy around. This is the energy of things as they are at this moment. You can definitely change any of that just by changing things about the situation. If you know that finances are going to become an issue, you hold on to every penny. So even though you are going to have the issue, it's not going to be as bad. All right. And I found a Pukwudgie. Remember we were talking about him last week? Here he is. He's not going to let me show you to him, but oh, he's so cute. But he's been running around. Come say hi to everybody, the little Pukwudgie. He's really, really cute. He looks like a baby werewolf. What are you doing? No, you cannot play over there. So cute. Here, go over there and play. Found him trying to hide under a pillow. One like that in a Disney sense? I think I could do like a Friday the 13th style. Well, not that style, but how I did it. I could do it probably with anything. That might be a fun one to do the Alice in Wonderland one with. What do I have Disney deck wise? I have the Alice one. I have Nightmare Before Christmas. What else did they make? The Villains one. I bet you I could do something with like villains versus, I don't know, like going up against the villains, but I could probably do something with the Alice in Wonderland deck too. There's possibilities. There is a lot of possibilities. So I'll write that down. I'll play around with it. If I can come up with something good, I'll do it this week at some point. Before I head off, because I don't think this coming Sunday I will be able to do a live reading because we will be probably in Virginia because we are going to be picking up Nubs, Mr. Nubs in the chat. And I think on Sunday we will either be in Virginia or on our way to Virginia, depending on how quick this drive goes. We are leaving late Friday night, and I will be driving all through the night. And then I will switch off with Fluff wherever we are on Saturday. And then we might take a break or a stopover somewhere. And we're trying to be in North Carolina by Monday morning-ish. So, I will do a stream before Sunday. Well, obviously before we leave to kind of compensate for the Sunday. So maybe that'll be one for that. And Cancer. I was trying to remember which sign we were on. Hey, Lisa. So we are on our wonderful Cancerian gang. Apparently that deck was like, we're done. High Priestess of Air. So, I mean, we're getting all these High Priestesses coming out. So, High Priestess of Air, which is thought-based. So, something controlling your thoughts a lot, good old Cancer. When is it not for Cancer, though, right? Hey, one stoner, three cats. How are you this evening? Now, I don't always greet everybody when they come into the chat because I'm kind of having to do this thing called a reading. And I can't always pay attention to that when I'm paying attention to this at the same time. So if I missed anybody, you know that I still love you. And you know that I still am ever grateful that you're here. If you guys ever have any questions, the wonderful people in blue, my mods, will definitely take care of you. They usually put out links. They usually let people know that I'm focused on a reading or anything like that. They'll let you know what sign we're on as well. And if you miss your sign, you can always go back and watch the replay. It'll be there, trust me. So let's get some clarifiers for our wonderful Cancer gang. Whoa. These cards are kind of slippery because they're that I always want to say it's vellum and it's not, but can you see it, that like texture? It's like your standard poker cards, like that same type of material and feel. Yes, vodka is amazing. Vodka vamp, not necessarily the alcohol. I mean, that can be amazing too, but so there's all of our swords, all of that sword. So this is definitely all air energy right here. Oh, my head is itching. My forehead. And so this is definitely, you got air energy, so you can be looking into your air elements. This could also be somebody that has to do with an air element in your life. Alrighty, so you got the King of Swords, you got the Judgment card, the Knight of Swords, and the King of Swords. So what I'm getting from here is you're going to have to make a judgment call, or one has been made. And you need to go forward with it. And you're going to go forward with it. This is all like you have made up your mind so completely on this situation, Cancer, that you are like, you know what? I'm ready. I've been ready. And I'm definitely in control. So if there was a decision that you had to make recently, or you were waiting for a decision to be made, if it hasn't been made yet, it is going to be made. And if it has already been made, you're already ready. Like, you've already hit the ground running with this. That's definitely the vibe that I'm getting from this. And why all this air energy? So mentally, you're ready for this. You've been on board for this for a while. This doesn't have a call to action or anything. This is just literally a message of like, it's happening and you're going for it and you're ready for it. Like, this is just like perfect timing, perfect place, perfect everything. Like, there's not a whole lot more that I can really say about this, Cancer. Like, this is, to the Cancer that this applies to, like, this is basically go time. Like, you're everything that you were mentally into or mentally facing, you know, where your mind was, what your mind was pondering on, or what, it's here. Like, you are very much going to be going forward with something that's coming to fruition. Like, it's done. It's a done deal. All right. Kind of like that reading for you. Alrighty. So thank you so much, Stoner. You're amazing. All right, so we're going to move on to Leo. Cancer, you kind of stole the show with that one. Whatever it was like, hey. Up next is Leo. Hi, Rihanna. Welcome. Hope you're doing amazing this fabulous Sunday evening. If you have any questions, the wonderful people in blue, and even some that aren't in blue yet, because I need to go through all and add mods and all that good stuff, but they can answer any question you have, let you know what sign we're on, that, let you know the procedure. They will definitely greet you, make you feel like family, because that's their job. It's not really their job. They're just really cool people like that. But welcome and thank you for coming. If you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We go live every Sunday, if not more often. And I was just telling people we will be going live this Sunday because I will be driving across country. But good old Sam's Pretty Paranormal has inspired a reading this week with certain decks, and we're just going to kind of figure out how those go along. So I do different types of readings on my channel. Not all of them are serious and predictive and stuff. Sometimes we just use the tarot to have fun with. Because I like people to be able to experience things with the tarot that aren't necessarily divination based. You know, seeing how it works. How it applies to you. Take what you want, leave the rest, that type of ordeal. I see a masked man, and his name is Plevis. Other people call him Elvis or PLE. I prefer to call him Plevis because I just do. You're more than welcome, Sam, you gorgeous woman. Alrighty, so Leo. What is going on for our wonderful Leos? The Warrior. You got two. Check that out. Warrior and Complicated. Are you at war with yourself? Is there something going on that is requiring you to be a warrior? But it's complicated. It's like, do I fight or do I retreat? What type of warrior are you needing to be right now? Are you needing to be the warrior that literally steps back and watches everybody fight it through on their own? Because that's a form of warrior. Or are you the warrior that needs to get their hands dirty right now? So I give advice in the sense of like when we need to go to battle, two things. Actually more than two things, but two major things. What outcome are you trying to achieve? Anytime you go to battle with anything, what is the outcome you're trying to achieve? Are you just trying to let your ego play in the role and you want to be a winner, but in the eyes of who or what? Or is this something that you need to defend yourself on? And there's things to consider with that. When we're defending ourselves, is it going to be something that even matters a week from now, a month from now, a year from now? If it is, who gives a shit? Or if it isn't something that's going to matter, who gives a shit? But if it is going to matter, you need to be tactful. You need to figure out how you want to represent yourself in that battle. Sometimes things can get pretty complicated when we do that. So let's pull some cards and see what our Leos are up against this week. Love you, sis. So. And I know a lot of people are going through a lot right now. It's been a hard time for so many people. Those cards are just coming out. Alrighty. Let's see, Leo. Let's see what you got going on. You're not feeling good about something. Something ain't making you. They're testing the way you feel. You got the Knight. Look at all this. It's all feelings except for the Four of Pentacles. But okay, so we're all in reverse here. All right. Knight of Cups. So this is definitely, like what I'm getting from this, from the Warrior and Complicated, is you're like, I don't even want to fight this right now. Why do people fuck with me so much? Like, that's what I'm getting from here. Four of Pentacles. You were like, what am I conserving myself for? Like, why? To Leo, if you're the type that always gives, like always, of your physical self, like sometimes when we give too much of our physical self, we're not sleeping enough, we're not eating enough, we're worried about others so damn much that we neglect ourselves. And that could be what's happening with your Queen of Cups in the reverse right here. As you can see, Queen of Vessels, but it's cups. So, what happened here, Leo? Like, what? We went to battle, and people are kicking you when you're down? Is that what I'm feeling from here? Is like they know they're emotionally draining of you and they don't care and keep doing it? Imagine that. Now, Leo, this must be very big because a Leo doesn't take shit very easily. And doesn't let shit be taken from them very easily. So this is definitely somebody who's really hit you in the heart. This is somebody who you have an emotional attached to, or situation, we'll call it. It could be someone, it could be something. But you don't even want to fight about it. You're willing to just like concede almost. And that's not always becoming of a Leo. So either you're feeling pretty weak right now, or this person has weakened you a lot, or this situation has. So what I'm gonna, because you have so much emotions in this situation. What I'm going to tell you here, my advice to you, is to withdraw yourself. You're the strength card. You're naturally strong. So when someone finds you at your weak moment and they just keep stabbing at that weakness, it will drive you insane if it hasn't already, if it hasn't brought you to that weakened point. Now, anybody that truly cares about you should never want to see that of you. Nobody should want to see somebody weak. Weak just means you're in their mind, that's, look at it in the sense of narcissism. Narcissists love weak targets, right? They like the idea of strength, but they like knowing they can weaken you when they want to. That's not love. That's not friendship. That's not any of that. Anybody who knows that they are harming you in any capacity, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, anything like that, that's not friendship. That's not love. And we know that. Now, you can tell that person, hey, I'm not feeling this vibe you're sending out. This is, stank vibes. This isn't what I want from the situation. Friendship, love, work, whatever the case may be. Family. And you can tell them, but when somebody enjoys seeing you at your weakest and keeps doing it, even if they don't consciously enjoy it, something's drawing them towards doing that type of energy work on you. If they are acting like that, there's nothing you can do to stop them. It will drain you more because that's the intention. Okay? So the advice I give to you is you're going to have to do an about face. And I'm not telling you never to approach the situation again. What I'm telling you is take care of you first. Make you feel okay first. Because a lion cannot go into battle, cannot control its jungle, cannot do any of that if it's weak, if it's hurt. Right? Even the strongest people in the world, even doctors get sick, okay? So doctors need to get better so that they can help others, so that they can be what they want to be. And in this case, this is that kick them while they're down energy. Even if their quote intention isn't to do that, it's still what's occurring. And I'm going to tell you what I would suggest is to drop the situation for now, take some time off, breathe, let yourself calm down, and reapproach this when you have a more stabilized sensation about it. Because this right here is a recipe for having complications, overreacting in those complications, or doing things that you may, dare I say, regret later. Okay? Because emotionally, you're wanting to withdraw. And with the Queen of Cups in reverse, that's kind of what it's telling you to do. And the not wanting to secure yourself to just like you're being overly vulnerable, thinking that's going to help or that's going to rectify the situation. It is unfortunate that people don't see that as that. We do. It sucks. I hate the way the world is right now. And I hate the way people are perceiving things and the way they're acting out on it, because I always tell people you don't get to say whether or not you're an asshole to someone or not. That's that other person's perception, not yours. Because we've had people be assholes to us and they think, I'm not being an asshole, you're just sensitive. You've heard that shit before? Or it's not my fault that you can't handle yourself. Gaslighting, triangulation, all those very manipulative tactics that are almost glamorized and normalized in society. When you tear them down to their bare minimum, nobody ever wants to say that they are being manipulative. But let me give you an example right here. If I'm fighting with somebody, I'm at odds with somebody, and I go to my friend who is also a friend of somebody that I'm at odds with, and I tell my friend, did you know such and such talks shit on you? That's called triangulation. And what that's meant to do is cause that other person to be on my team and hate that other person. Why do people do that? Because if your friend went to that other person and liked them, they would outcast you, right? So we got to get rid of that other person. We got to make people hate that other person because I need to be important. It's a form of narcissism, and it's very, very glamorized in our world. It is very normalized in our world, and we give it all different kinds of name. I'm just warning you. I'm just warning you about this person. Look, we're all fucking adults. I don't need to be warned about everybody. All right? And it happens a lot because the world's a popularity contest and everybody's driven by, I need to have more. I need to be seen as important. All right, that's why people fight for fucking subscribers on YouTube. If I have more subscribers, I'm a better channel, right? Because more people watch me. They'll even put people down. Well, they only have 5 fucking subscribers. Who cares if they have 5 fucking subscribers? You had 5 at one time too. You grew, but that doesn't, just because they're newer doesn't mean that they're less quality. And unfortunately, when we don't have so many people in our back, on our back, backing us up, we're more prone to outbursts. We're more prone to being outrageous in our response because we have to be loud. We have to be as loud as what a whole army would be, right? And it can just bring out some not so good sides of us. So take the step back. Take the step back and take care of you. Because the only person who can take care of you as good as you is you. And you need to do that because you know when you're not feeling up to par. All right? And anybody who loves you will respect that, will guard your fucking cave until you're feeling better. Will guard you until you're feeling better to come back out and do what you need to do for you. They won't fight your battle for you necessarily, but they will protect your ass until you're ready to fight for you, and that's a fucking friend. That's somebody you want in your background. That is somebody you want there for you. Fluff always tells me, he's like, you don't need a whole bunch of friends. You need 3 badass motherfuckers and you can take over a country. And that's why I don't give a shit if I have a bunch of friends. I travel in large groups of 1 more often than not. But with me, I don't need a bunch of people backing me up. I never have. I've been my own cheerleader my whole life. But trust me, when I say, you're better than blood to me, I'll kick anybody's ass for you. I don't care who it is. I'll wear a fucking orange jumpsuit and handcuffs for you. I'll take a bullet for you, and I mean that shit. But most people, they say it because they've never been put in the situation where they actually have to, put their money where their mouth is. I've been in situations where I've had to block somebody from being shot because I said, I will defend you until I die. And those are the people you want in your life. Those are the people that you want backing you up because they're going to back you up no matter what. They're not going to be in the same groups of people that talk shit because they're going to be the one to say, bye, I ain't staying here. You bunch of fucking fake people. Leo, what I'm getting from here, there's some shit talking. There's some nasty. Take the time off for you. Figure out who your people are. Okay? Figure out how to rock your shit. Don't try to put that on other people. I'm not saying Leo does, but that's my advice to anybody. Don't put that on other people. Learn how to rock your own shit. Virgo. For some reason, that did not want to shuffle. Well, we love you too, Vamp. She's everybody's vodka. She's my Vamp. That's what. Yeah. We've all been there. Oh, well, we thank you, Liz. And you're welcome at any time. They're all good people here. We've all been through some shit. We can walk you through some shit. Teach you how to walk through it yourself. Get you some really high boots. All right, Virgo. Let's see what we got going on. Leo took the show that time. Usually it's Virgo. Virgo will usually steal the show. Their readings usually get deep. Let's see what's going on this time. I don't think I've had a deep introspective moment for Leo in a while. So Virgo, focus. Focus. You are going to need to put your all eyes, ears, and attention to something. What is that? Let's see. We haven't even had any tea time lately, you guys. Like, we've been just jumping into the readings. Usually we start readings off, we talk about world shit, we talk about what the heck's going on in the world. Yeah, the Leos. I got some meaty paws. What's that supposed to mean, John? I got hands like a man because I work like a man, sweetheart. You should probably work on that yourself. That's okay. My mods took care of you. And they will continue to take care of people. All of them. I ain't afraid of my meaty paws. Trust me. They're good for socking the shit out of a motherfucker, so. A lot of people like to talk smack on the internet, but you wouldn't say that to my face. Trust me. You got fat hands too, Fluff. That's okay. Mm-hmm. Ain't nothing wrong. See? Meaty paws. But you know what? My meaty paws defend people. My meaty paws have been there for families for 9 years in the funeral industry. So, I like my meaty paws. Thank you. Da, 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 da. My meaty paws have knocked a motherfucker out before, so. Or two, or a few. All right, what's our focus? Our focus. You got the devil card. You got the tower. Okay. So here we go. See, Liz, we don't let nobody fuck with nobody here. We straight up. We're to the point. We're blunt. We're blunt. We can call some shit out. But we don't let anybody come in here talking trash. Yeah. See, that's my crew, detective. Go find your own. All right. Virgo. Something that you've wanted isn't exactly fulfilling the way you wanted it. Matt, somebody was in here talking shit about my hands. Go get him. Somebody send Matt to go whoop that guy's ass for me. Because Matt will do it. Matt hunts Bigfoot. So, I mean, his name Detective John Blow himself or something. I don't remember what his name was. Detective John need a blowjob. Whatever. Anyway. I got mouthed tonight, so don't today it's not the day and I am not the one. I mean, you'd have to scroll. Somebody screenshot that stupid motherfucker, sent it to Matt. I'm telling you, his name is Detective John. I need a blowjob or some shit like that. I don't remember what his fucking name was, but Fluff will know. They showed him the door is what they showed him. He made fun of he said my hands were meaty. Whatever that's supposed to fucking mean, but. So, back to Virgo. Alright, Virgo. So something you wanted isn't exactly coming into fruition. Alright, but you know what? It's because you're so freaking hyper-focused on it. You know, you've got really good cards here. 3 major arcanas. So this is like set in stone energy. Detective John Limp Dick. There you go. Oh, Kimball. Sorry. Excuse me. Coming here with his big ass mouth. I mean, somebody get something, put it in his mouth. My zipper's stuck. He likes meaty hands. Come here, detective. I got something. Somebody give me some meat. I got something in the freezer. The cop from kindergarten. There you go, John. I got something for you right there. You wish, motherfucker. I apologize to anybody under the age of 18. You might want to turn this off. It's been a long day and I am not in the mood. Any hooters. So, something you really wanted is controlling of you. But you've got... Lordy, look at that devil card. Somebody hide that. Oh my, that's Detective Wannabes. Yeah, that card's for you. Look, there you go. Yeah, see? And Rob don't play because he's about 9 feet tall. So, I detect you need something stuck up your ass. Okay, we'll use this card. All right, so temptation is at your forefront, Virgo. Like, you've got something that's controlling of you. You do. You have something that... I keep touching the devil's pee-pee right here. It's because I'm trying to hide it. Oh my, you could be done with a Capricorn. Right, Matt? It's Sunday night. Most of us gotta work tomorrow. This is not the time. We've given that fucker too much energy anyway, so let's move along. He had his 15 damn minutes because he needed it, apparently. So, temptation. But, you got the Tower in reverse, so things are changing. What was at your forefront, what was at your focus, what was like, what, that didn't happen the way I wanted it to, and you've been kind of hyper focused on that. You've been like, it's been controlling of your mind and everything. Just know that you're coming, and I think this correlated with your reading last week about being able to rebuild. I think it was Virgo that had that rebuild moment. That's coming. What fell apart, you've got a foundation to work on now. But you know what? Don't let the past be the determining factor here. All right? What you need to be focused on is the rebuild. Not so much how things showed up. The temptation for things that control anger, things that can just emotionally, anything that's controlled of you, that's like, that's not normally like me. I don't normally act like that. I don't normally think like that. All right, I get it. Something's going on, Virgo. Something had your focus pretty bad. And it really put things on hold for you. It really stopped things from progressing for you. But you know what you've got coming forward with that Tower card being in the reverse, meaning shit fell apart. And they did. You learned, right? You learned a lot. Put that into practice, okay? And rebuild. Restructure, regroup, refocus. But not in the controlling sense. In the sense of what your abilities are. Who you are and what you can do instead of what you can't do. Hi, Jeannie. How are you? Welcome to my no-nonsense live stream, because apparently people be bringing in their fuckery tonight and I don't want any part of it. But that's kind of what I'm seeing. For you, Virgo, is like this right here is hyper-focus. Focus, something's totally controlling your focus right now. And it's got a control over you because it's, you're like, fuck, it didn't come in the way I needed it to come in. I wanted this, but it came in different packaging. Like, and you're still so focused on the way you wanted it versus, hey, can I make something good out of this? Like, what can I do with this? Like, retract, think, but don't think with ego, because the temptation, the devil card, that's all about ego. That is all about ego. And Virgo, you can be pretty fucking egotistical sometimes, let's be real. And you can think with like, the history repeats itself and blah, 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 blah. Anytime you say something like that, like, well, history dictates, okay, Kiss my ass with history dictates. That's why we keep having problems, because we sit there and we rewind and try to play back from a different point in time. You can't do that. You have to work with what you have here and now. If you have one foot on yesterday and one foot on tomorrow, you're pissing on today. So just remember that, all right? All right, Virgo. Moving along from you. I think my messages came through. Alrighty, alrighty, and moving along to Libra. Yes, every single one of you is amazing. And I appreciate and love you guys more and more and more each and every day, which I didn't think was possible. Of course, Jamie. We're a crazy group, but we're a good group. We enjoy people. We enjoy laughing. We enjoy brutally honesty because we can grow from that. We're more than grateful to have you here. Libra, Libra, Libra. Now, of all the readers you will find on YouTube, I am one that doesn't have a filter. I've tried. I have tried to watch my mouth. I really have. I have tried so hard. Well, have I really? But, we'll pretend, okay? I try to have a filter because I know that I have some like under the age of 18 people that follow me. And I try to keep it clean and stuff like that. But some things come out better with a few profanities, okay? That's why it's in the bio. Well, hello. We have two. We actually have three. Should we take all three? Do we take all three? I guess. I mean, they came out, right? So we have the fleeting. Okay. So fleeting thoughts and self-worth. Okay, so were we not feeling... Okay, check this out. The fleeting, so fleeting thoughts of self-worth. Are we letting go of our thoughts that we're worth something, Libra? That we have purpose and place and beauty and all those things? Are we letting those things go? Are you kind of letting yourself go right now? That's what I'm kind of getting from those. Well, let's flip some tarot cards. See where that takes us. I'm not absolutely amazing at what I do. Kind of mediocre at best most days. It's because I do too much shit, you guys. Like, I'm a funeral director by day, tarot reader and metaphysicalist, really, a megapint, a metaphysicist by trade. I've been saying that all week. I've been like, anytime someone says something to me that surprises me, I'm like, a megapint. I need a shirt with that. I need a megapint from the Hearsay Brewery. Did y'all see that video with that cup he had? With like the mason jar, like wine glass? That thing was cool. I need those, like if I ever get married. If I ever get married, right. Oh, yes, Carol, a megapint. Did you pour a mega pint of coffee today? Yes, I did. As a matter of fact. My mama poured me a mega pint. She didn't, but you know. Oh my. What fucking attorney says something stupid like that? Like, when you get your attorney from wish.com, I mean... I really hope Amber just, like, goes into hiding after this, because she ain't ever coming back from that shit. She's really... I mean, the girl done shit the bed. Like, she might have called him a wife beater, but I would rather have taken that over bed shitter. I mean, like... I need a double mega pint. Shit, Amber's attorneys need... They had too many mega pints. That's what happens. They're literally fucking dumb. Like, I mean, they frustrate themselves. They've called like hearsay on their own comments, and I'm like, damn. And I mean, I've met some dumbass people in my life. I really have. And I hate, we're not supposed to talk about people like that, but you know, you've met some stupid fuckers too. But I've met some where you just sit there and go, shit, man. Like, go back under that rock you crawled out of and try again tomorrow. Her attorneys came from that. They built that rock, okay? It's just, oh. I can't watch that shit. I can't watch it. I wanted to do an Amber Heard tarot card reading. So if you want to see what Amber Heard must be thinking right now, we'll do a quick reading on her. Just put a 1 in the chat. Put a shit in the chat. The little shit emoji. Put that in the chat if you want me to do a fucking Amber Heard reading. Oh, Lordy. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I knew Sam would be all about that. Yeah, we won't be all nosy what Amber's thinking, right? She must need to pour a mega pint. The girl's snorting cocaine on the stand or whatever the heck, freebasing, whatever the fuck she's doing. Oh my. Like, I can't even. I can't. I need to stop. I'm jeopardizing my soul because of Amber Heard right now and Detective Limp Dick wherever he went. They're jeopardizing my spot in heaven, damn it. That's okay, Matt. Amber didn't poop in the woods, because if she did, you would have heard her. She looks like she's on something with her downturned face all the like I don't know what she got, like weights somewhere hidden where she's just her face. I shouldn't be talking shit. That's the tea for today, ladies and gentlemen. Alrighty. Remember I said we needed some fun because this reading started off kind of slow, but we went into the dark side of the. We went into dark web for a minute. That's all right. We'll take us back out. I got some holy water or something. I got some spray. That's all right. Hold on. Hang on, ladies and gentlemen. Shake this up. By the way, I make my own cleansing sprays. My dog stepped on my tarot cards. And then he peed. And then Amber Heard needs some D. Anyway. Libra. Yeah, no. Fluff, breathe. He is breathing. Where's your inhaler? You don't even have one anymore. Don't worry, my meat grabber, whatever, my meaty paws. Anywho. I say the shit people won't say. I try to conduct myself decently when I'm on panels and stuff like that, but most of the time in my head I have some commentary that nobody should want to hear. And then Fluff will be over there watching my face, and I'm like, what in the fuck? Okay. See, that's why I can't be out in general population anymore. Truth be told, I'm a very nice... Don't laugh. I'm a very nice person. I am. I'm nice. But, oh, anyway, Libra. I'm so sorry, Libra. I'm so sorry. I need to swig some holy water. Anyway, you got the Tower card. You got the Fool. But see, she's the Fooless, so this is the female version. And then we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So, the Tower card, you know, you're going through some bad shit right now. And you kind of don't really know, like, you're kind of doing the fake it till you make it right now. But ultimately, with that Knight of Wands in reverse, like, you are not feeling yourself. Like, what's going on? What's going on, Libra? Because Libras, you know, you're proud. You got some pride in the Zodiac, sweetheart. It's like you, normally this isn't, you know, I don't have to have the emotional confidence talk with you. But right here is showing me that there is a Libra out there, or a group, or somebody who is just feeling like they're letting themselves go. And why did you know, if there was a divorce, a breakup, a loss of some sort, yes, it happens. It happens to the best of us. And yes, it does take our Sorry, I had to read that. But I mean, let's talk shit. Let's talk shit. Somebody done fucked with your vibe here, Libra. And whoever it is, go get your haircut, go get your nails done, and tell that person to fuck off, because whether it's a situation, a person, or anything like that, this is just something you need to get this off your back. You need to get this darkness off your back. It is not becoming of you, and it's not normally the way you are. But there is just something going on where you're like in new territory. Like, that's what I'm saying. If this is a breakup or a divorce, like chaos moving along from it, but you're not quite sure how and you're not feeling good. You know, if you've been in a long-term marriage or a long-term relationship where you had combined assets and things like that, yeah, it's hard to move on from that and just be a sole income. You know, that's why one of the reasons I always tell my sisters, any of my women, anything like that, if you are in a marriage, and even men, anybody, if you're in a marriage and you have combined bank accounts, combined thing, anything, your home, things like that, always make sure that you have a savings. Always make sure you have a nest egg. Good night, Rod. Lots of love, sweetie. And hey, Grey Wolf. And if you have combined anything, always have something set aside for the rainy day. Whether or not that rainy day ever comes, you know, of course, go live your life, enjoy your life, buy yourself the stuff that you like, you know, have your toys. But if the day ever came that that person, something happened to them, divorce, you know, unalived, whatever the case may be, if you have that situation happen where you no longer have that support, that person, that income, you will need to have something that can help get you by. And I always advocate for that for anybody, especially if you're newly into a marriage. I don't care if you've been with that person for 10 years and then you get married. Marriage does, for some reason, contractualness with someone or something is a thing where people think that they literally own. And things change when you get married. Things change when you sign your name on that paper. Okay? Not always. It will always, there's always going to be change. It's a change. But not always for the worst. So, you know, it takes time to get to really, really know somebody. It can take decades to truly know somebody. Just have something as your parachute. Just do it. I mean, even if you got to put that in a safe under your mama's bed, put something away to get you by for at least 3 months. All right, something that can get you into a apartment, can feed you, pay your bills for 3 months, giving you that time to get where you need to go, do what you need to do, giving you some time to kind of breathe for a little bit, and then move on and figure out what you need to be doing. I would say at least a year's worth, but not everybody can do that, okay? If you can at least do 3 months, heck, if you can only do 1 month, just something. Make sure you have that parachute to get you away. You know, nobody goes into relationships thinking they're going to ever be with an abuser and then all of a sudden it happens. You know, nobody ever gets into a relationship thinking that person's going to all of a sudden get sick. You know, maybe you don't have life insurance or anything like that. You know, hey, Max. And you need to have something. You need something for you for at least a little bit. And that's what I tell people. So if you came out of something and you're not feeling tip top, it's okay, sister, dust yourself off. It's okay, brother, dust yourself off. Know that, you know, it's temporary. Everything is temporary. You're only stuck there if you allow yourself to be stuck there. You are not a tree. You are not rooted. You can, because Rooted is Rooted Expeditions and his name is Zach. And you should subscribe to him if you have not. But you are not stuck. You are not cemented in anything. You can go forward. You just have to make that choice. And how do I know that? I was there. I was this person at one point. The reason I can give you that advice is because nobody had given it to me. And I didn't do that. I didn't set things aside. What I did have was the ability to see my worth and know that as long as I smiled through a little bit longer, as long as I faked it through just a little bit more, I could overcome. And I did, and so can you. Because trust me, if I can friggin' do it, anybody can. And that's what I'm going to tell you with this. Yes, you are feeling like shit right now, but it is temporary. And I know you don't feel like going forward. I know things just don't feel like they're lining up and you don't see light at the end of the tunnel. Trust me, you can never go so deep into the darkness that you can't find the light. That's impossible. It is impossible. Just keep going. You can only go into something halfway before you're on your way out. All right? Just keep going. If all you can do is look up at the sky and say, whoever you pray to, whoever guides you spiritually, if that's the only thing you've got with you, you've got enough. All right? So you got this, Libra. And moving along to our wonderful lobsters of the Zodiac, the Scorpio gang. Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. Look at that. Look how pretty. Movement and beauty. Whoever needed that one. I stopped on that for some reason. So whoever needed movement and beauty. Perhaps it was you, Libra. Alright. Let's go, Scorpio. Wishing. And the High Priestess of Spirit. Okay, so what's going on right now, Scorpio? You're getting in touch with your spiritual side. Yeah? Now, to the Scorpios that practice any type of spiritualism, alternative spiritualism, magic, whatever, what have you. Maybe this is a time for you that this is an alignment time for you. So there's a higher calling to you. Right now, as it's telling you, like, put it out there. Put your manifestations out there, because the only way that you can make things happen for you is to put it out there, right? The only way you can make yourself available for something is if you put yourself out there. So what it looks like right now is that there's a, pardon me, I like to hit my camera a lot for some reason. So right now is a good time to put yourself out there. Whatever your spirit guides or whatever are like, we will do it, but we want to hear it from you. All right? Like, that's one of those situations of I'll do it, but you got to ask. I can't do it without you. So that's what I'm kind of getting there. Go deep into yourself. Like, you've got that time now where like those things are in alignment, those doors are opening for you, Scorpio. But if you're not available to it, it's kind of like with prayer. Even if it's, you gotta pray. You gotta call out to that stuff. We gotta call out to God and Jesus and things like that in order for them to hear us, right? Even though they know, but they want us to be available, right? They want us to have that relationship with them. So this is kind of what I'm getting. Whatever it is that you go to spiritually and faithfully, okay? So let's get some cards to clarify any messages that might be coming along with that. Oh, something to do with work. Got the Eight of Pentacles. Got the Hermit card. Okay. Ooh. Cups. Cups. Okay, Scorpio. So we're finally not paying attention to the bullshit. That's nice. And why is that? Because you are finally allowing yourself to realize there's more out there for you. You're finally going, okay, I'm going to take off this heavy rock coat that I like to wear because I like to feel the weight of the world on my shoulders all the time. I like to feel important. I like to feel that I can do everything for everyone and be, okay, fine. Now you're finally going to take that off because you're like, you know what? I don't need that. I know my worth. I know what possibilities are out there for me. I'm not crying over this shit no more. I'm going to sit here and focus on what is peeking out for me. And you're getting a little bit wiser about it. Or perhaps you're seeking somebody with more wisdom. And that's what's kind of making you feel like, okay, I know I can do this, and I know I'm feeling that rumble. I'm feeling that build up right now. But maybe I need to go to a higher calling right now with that Hermit card. I wonder what that could be. But this is definitely a know your worth situation. And this is definitely a situation in which maybe you go to your older, wiser friends. Maybe you go to somebody who's just a little bit more savvy in what you're trying to do, or experienced in what it is that you're trying to approach at. But this is a good time to go with introspection instead of just sitting there and like being loud and proud at this time. Maybe you kind of go a little more introverted, go a little bit more within. Alrighty. But it is going to take some work. That work, but it's a work that's gonna pay off. It's not a work where you're not gonna see the payback. All right. So right now is a good time for you to sit there. If you got a soul tribe, it's a good time for you to vibe with your soul tribe. Okay, because that work's gonna pay off. Those people that you vibe with spiritually. If you have a project, I'll call it a project. It could be literally a project, but it doesn't have to be. If you got a project going with somebody in that spiritual front, right now is a good time to manifest it. And for whatever reason, it is the best time to manifest it because the work you put into it is the payback you're going to get out of it. But, being so focused on what you have right now, you were what you were putting off, or what you were like, yeah, I know I should be doing it and I really wanted to, but I had to focus on this shit. No, right now is the calling. Now is the time. Now is the calling. All right, Scorpio. And I know my Scorpios know what I'm talking about because they always do. Alrighty. So those projects, those situations, those things that you were like, you pushed it off, or you kind of just like, it was itching at the back of you, but you're like, I don't know, it's not the right time. I don't know. I haven't spoken to that person, or I haven't looked into that very much. Okay. Now you should. All right. Because now is the time. If you needed that go signal, that was your go signal. Alrighty. Saggy. And to whoever it is, the Scorpio that is like needing to pick up their phone and talk and do, yeah, that person needs to do that. Because that phone ring in my ear, that's what that indicates to me. Okay. Okay. Sagittarius. My good old Saggies. So maybe Cassie has a secret project going on. And we should all go to Oracles and Beyond and check her stuff out because she might have something secret going on. And we might want to not miss out on it. And if somebody needs to call Cassie, they should. But Cassie, I know you're a Scorpio. Whatever it is, go do it. Go do it and do it now. It may have a slow buildup, but it's definitely going to pay off whatever it is. And I know she's been going through a lot of stuff. Okay. Saggy. What have we got going on? No, don't be vomiting cards. One more time. Okay, well, fine then. Reminder of what? Reminder of differences? Reminder and different. If you get more than one card, you do. I strive for one, but if more than one comes out, cool. Reminder of differences. Is that something you need to be thinking about? Is it something you need to remember that there are differences in your situation and variations matter? Do you need to be listening to both sides of something? Let's find out, Saggy. Sagittarius. I know, I'm like, it's two kitties. It's a black and white one with some apples in a bowl. Don't forget. I like this. This card's cool. Look at that. It looks like it's on like a tombstone almost. Could be just on a wall, but me, everything's a mausoleum or a tombstone in my world. All right. Let's see. Let's see what messages we got for our wonderful Sagittarius. Alrighty. Okay. we have, okay, so there's something that you got the Five of Cups right here. So you're you're so focused, you're distraught right now. That's what I'm. There's something that you were distraught on, and that really. My hands are little. I got little magic midget fingers, is what I call them, and it's. I like shuffle. I can shuffle certain decks really well. I like my smaller decks, like the tarots in the tin. I have so many of those, because they're easier for my hands. But anyway, back to Sagittarius. So emotionally, you're distraught about something. You're really focusing on how things fell apart instead of the possibilities that are opening up because something fell apart. There's possibilities here, but you're not even considering them. You're so focused on the spilled milk aspect of things, and you're distraught by it. But you know what's good about tens? I know we have ten of swords. You're completely emotionally distraught about something. Like you don't even want to. You're. It's not that you don't want to consider. It's just, well, it kind of is, because you won't even. You're not even paying any attention to what possibilities are. But just know the worst part's over. It's a 10. It can't get any worse. I know that kind of sounds shitty, but it can't get any worse. So you know what? Right now is a good time to gather yourself up emotionally. I mean, it's if there was a separation, if there is something about differences where you're like, you know what, I can't get over something that happened, just know that no, this is one of the reasons why I don't really let my private life get public too often, if at all. I'm not very public about a lot of like my really personal shit, because it allows me to handle it on my own, and it allows me to like it, even Fluff can tell you when I'm really pissed off about something, I won't talk. If you and me are fighting, I won't talk to you. I won't talk to you until I've had time to think, and I won't talk to anybody about it. I completely want a uninterrupted version of my remedy of something. So I will recluse myself until I've had, and I don't know how long it can take. It can take me a week, sometimes, where I'm like, I'll go through all my pros and cons, I'll look at both sides until I come up with a secure decision, one that I'm emotionally, mentally, I can 100% stand by, because trust me, I can go through both sides of any type of situation and be like, am I okay with that outcome? Am I okay with that outcome? Am I okay with this approach? Am I like, can I live with that? So this might be something where you need to take that introspective time to yourself and collect your pure thoughts. You need to spend time realizing what differences are in play, and if the world even, the world doesn't need to know your business. The world does not need to know, you know, if there's somebody that was cheated on, if your spouse is unfaithful. The world doesn't need to know that. If you plan to stay with that your spouse, don't tell anybody that they were unfaithful, because your friends and your family will hold a grudge longer than you will. Trust me. While you're over there trying to figure out, and how to stabilize your relationship and everything, but you got people talking shit behind your back saying, oh, he's just going to leave you again, or she's just going to do it again. It doesn't make for a conducive relationship, or a relationship that's worth anything to you, because you're so worried about the externals, what people are thinking. So, and that can have an effect on you. Now, do I condone people taking back a cheater? It's really none of my business. And it's nobody else's business, right? So, if you've got a situation where you're like, this is devastating me and I need to think things through, you need to do that thinking through. You need to figure out what it is that you can be okay with, or what you can get through. You may not have that kind of control where you know the outcome, but you need to kind of go through it and be like, how am I going to handle this if this approaches? How should I handle that? But it's you. It has to do with you. Yeah, sometimes we want to get advice, but you reach an age when you're in your adulthood, in adult situations, where sometimes advice can be toxifying, but it's good to have support, but there is toxic support too. There's people like, well, I will be here no matter what, because they want you out of that situation. Why do they want you out of that situation? Usually it's so you can be more available to them. But there are times where people say, I want you out of that situation because it's not good for you. Now, I've told friends many, many times, I have my opinion. What is yours? Because if you're asking me, I want to know your opinion before you ever know mine. And that is because I want to know where you're going with this. Because if I say I don't think what you're doing is okay, I still want you to know that I'm okay with whatever you decide. Because that's part of supporting a friend and or a family member, whoever. It's to support somebody is to support them. Now, there's times where we have to step back and go, is supporting you this way actually physically harming you or anything like that? Sometimes we have to step outside of those bounds and be like, look, I don't want you dead. I don't want you physically harmed because you're unable to make a rational decision for yourself. And sometimes that means we have to step out of that ring, you know? But that's what I'm kind of getting right here is there is an emotional turmoil. Yeah, I'm the same way. I have to hide when I'm going through stuff because I don't want to pour that over onto anybody else. I really recluse. But this is definitely something where there's a deviation. There's a huge difference. There's probably a choice that either was made and it is not something that you wanted and it's kind of thrown you for a huge loop. Maybe you need to make a decision. And if that's the case, this decision there's no good. There's no like, yay, this is the shorter version or the upper version of this. This is like it's shitty either way. But you need to become emotionally secure. You need to really emotionally secure yourself in this. And that's what I'm kind of getting from that. All right, Saggy. Hopefully that situation gets a little bit better for you and that provided a little bit of guidance for you. So we're going to move along to our Capricorns. Happy, Cappy, Cappy. Let's see if we can get some happy, Cappy vibes. We've drawn out some like hardcore energy from this reading. Maybe people are just going through some hardcore shit. I wouldn't doubt that. I think everybody is. Alrighty, Cappy. Lust? What's funny is this represents like the devil card, which is total Capricorn energy. So this could mean that you're dealing with yourself. But there's also something that's got you inspired, that's got you focused, it's got you. All right. So let's find out what that is, Capricorn. If we pull the devil card in these tarot cards, I'm gonna laugh. Leave it to a Capricorn to be self-centered, huh? Never. Somebody asked me one week to just do a video of me shuffling. Because they liked the sound of it. Well, lust can be anything. It's anything that we like, So, I like chocolate, and I probably had one too many pieces of sugar-free Hershey's today. Where do you think you're going, Camera? Get your ass back over there. Hey, Tippa. Okay, so we didn't get the devil card. Haha, I don't get to laugh that hard. We have the world card in reverse. So, damn it, bad luck. Shit, I hate that fucking crap. 5 of Wands and the Page of Wands. So, the Universe card, which is also the World card, which is a cycle. Alright, so we're involved in a cycle. Cycle's not done yet. Of course not. Why would it be? We're always involved in some shit, right? And you got the 5 of Wands. So 5 is like your turmoil and your change, and it's like things are getting ready to go into the next phase. Alright? But right here is like you're battling it. Alright? So there's some past karma that we're dealing with, but you've got that Page of Wands. And you are ready to go forward. Maybe this has already happened. Maybe you're like, you know what? I've already paid the piper for the stuff that I've, thought I wanted, where you got a little too materialistic on something. It could be something as simple as you ate too many slices of pizza one night, or you bought too many pairs of shoes, where you're like, you know what, I'm kind of over, you know, doing these things just because they feel good, or it could be like, one too many cups of coffee or whatever, but you're ready to move on. And for some Capricorns, this is already going on, where you were like, all right, I got caught up in some shit. I got caught up in me. I got caught up in me. Oh no, Tippa. I hope you guys are feeling better, getting on the mend. I don't like when people don't feel good. I hate when I don't feel good. But you're battling that. You might be battling your own karma right now, but you know what? You're on your way out. And that's what I'm getting from this is with that Page of Wands. It's in the juvenile stages. You're learning how to get out of yourself. So if you've been on a journey that involved you having to tell yourself no once in a while, maybe you're finally on that tail end of learning to come out of it. Now, it's not a completed cycle, but it is a cycle that you could be learning how to complete. And it might have to do with introspection, oneself, learning how to balance things, learning how to look at the situation in proprietorship, I know I can't even tell myself no sometimes, but it's a situation where, sometimes it could be the idea of like, I never have to tell myself no, and something gonna slip it to you this week that's gonna remind you, you gotta tell yourself no, you gotta slow your roll. You gotta, in Capricorn language, you gotta sit there and sometimes realize like, I have to be the determining factor in my cycles. All right, and that's kind of what I'm getting from this Capricorn. Wasn't as direct as some of the messages, but for the specific Capricorns, I get that one's going to be pretty direct. All right, so moving along to our Aquarian gang. Aquarius. And let's get one more shuffle in for our Aquarians. Get your ass in there. There we go. Let's see what comes out for. Okay. So, chaos and movement. Well, movement and chaos. All right. I'd like it if it was chaotic movement, but, it kind of can't. Well, take it how it resonates, right? Movement and chaos. All right. Do we really need, for whoever's needing protection, get you some onyx, because that's what fell. To the Aquarius that's probably dancing with or playing with fire right now, learn how to ground yourself a little bit. But let's see. Let us see what the cards have in store to kind of guide us through chaos and movement. Is it coming towards you? Some cards done fell, so technical difficulties. Tarot card down. And we can't have that. Okay. One more shuffle for Aquarius, who's having some chaos. Made me done drop my cards. Maybe it's chaos that you just need to go through blindly. All right, I didn't want another shuffle. All right. Maybe it's one that you can't have guidance through. Let's see, because there are times where we can't give guidance. It's not. It's something that you need to go through and you don't need any interpretations on. So, Page of Swords in the reverse. And we have the Six of Cups. Okay. And the Rebirth. Okay, so family, inner turmoil, things, upbringings, things like that. Are you going backwards a little bit and doing some shadow work, Aquarius, where you're looking back at, why things happen the way they did, family, interstructurally, and stuff like that? Because you got reminiscent energy and you got the Death card, but it's saying rebirth. And what rebirth is, return to ash. And it's like this phoenix, right? So with that Page of Swords, though, it's like you're kind of bitter. Your mind is fogged and you're kind of in this like, I want to know why. And you don't know where to start. And for those that don't know where to start, it's saying go back. Just keep going backwards and backwards and backwards until you can mentally and emotionally feel or justify the beginning of that situation. One of the things that I help people with is, law of attraction, aka manifestation, or life coaching is what I do a lot of. And with some of my clients, it literally is us going year by year backwards until we figure out, oh my God, yeah, that's when things changed. That's when I changed. That's when this changed. That's when they changed. That's blah, 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 whatever the case may be. Go back to that point. Sometimes that can mean 2-3 years old. And I always tell them, go back as you are now and find that young person. And in your mind, meditatively or whatever, go back and hug them and tell them you are going to grow. You are going to be okay. You are going to find your way and heal that young person going forward. Like, you will fast forward into you now, but you've healed that part. You've healed that child. You've healed that situation because you gave it your current strength that you have now. Can people change their stars? Absolutely. They absolutely can. You can go, I wish I could travel back in time. You can. Now, you can't change things that actually happen, but you can change the way you felt about it. And you can manifest that going forward. And that's what I tell people all the time. It takes a little bit of work, but you can do it. That's why we write letters to our former selves and we burn them and we send that out into the air, and we forgive our enemies, not for them, but for ourselves. That's part of shadow work. And that is what it is calling you to do, Aquarius, is to go back, because you don't know, you're unaware of how to do this. You're unaware of how to get back to that, reminiscent stage, this childhood stage, and how to overcome. That's a method on how you can overcome. But some people have to really get into those frame of minds of, how do I fix this? And they want to fix the entire situation. That's not something you can actually do. You can't go back and not meet that person or not have that fight or anything like that. But you can change your response. You can change your mental cognition about it. Okay? You can't change the physicalness of it, but we can change our thought process on it. And that segues forward for you to mature, grow, and heal out of something. And that's what I'm seeing from this. And that is the advice I'm giving. And it doesn't just have to be an Aquarius. That can go for anybody. But there's a specific Aquarius out there that probably needed to hear that. All right. Hey, Rain. Moving along to our Pisces, our last sign of the evening. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. And I want to thank every last one of you for taking time off on your Sunday evening to listen to me talk about life and read some cards and try to give some advice and chew people out and all with my meaty hands. Y'all believe someone called my hands meaty? Curses. One more. All right, Pisces. You got a meaty stomach because you ate a bunch of pot roast. Plop. And we have High Priestess of Water. Got 3. Summon, Denial, and High Priestess of Water. So something, you know, this is emotional. High Priestess of Water. And you know you brought this. You know that this was a consequence of your own action, but you're kind of trying to rationalize how it might not have been you. All right, Pisces. Pisces, my little fishies. You guys are so emotional sometimes. And you try to find your way out of shit. Quit living in denial about it. It is what it you have a role in this. Okay, whatever this is, good or bad. So let's figure out what it is for you, Pisces. So anyone else going to North Carolina next week? So I can validate myself driving across country. Because I got to see Nubs and stuff, you know. And PLU and Channy and all that. You got to move again? I don't mind moving if it's like a good move, you know. Not a one. So we got some movement. We got some messages coming. Hey, Cherry. We got some messages coming through. Something's coming through for you, Pisces. And it's like fast. Prudence. All right. So this is you got something coming through quick, but it's going to be requiring you to keep your tongue closed. It's going to require, you know, but at the same time, it's like you need to be open. You need to be open to this fire. Okay. So where you are normally like with the prudence and the upright, where you're normally like, oh yeah, no. Okay, you still have to kind of have a little, you have that juvenile-ish, like, I've never done this before type of, but you need to be a little bit more open. Be open. And then right here, of course, you got the balance card. Everything, fast and fiery is fine, but we got to have balance, all right? So the balance, I feel, is more like you being responsible for things as they come forward. Oh, yeah, I know. But you know what? The next UrbexCon will be like amazing, right? So we'll definitely be making our way up for that. Um so with that prudence card, it's like, you know what? You went out there and decided there's a Pisces out there that went out there and did a little something. All right? They went out, they partied or something. They had fun in the world. They stirred up some shit. All right? And they let loose. And now you got to be responsible for what's coming your way. But you know what? You know how to balance some shit. So Pisces, you know, get out of the emotional side of you. Get out of the part of you that's trying to rationalize. Like, you can't, what's seen can't be unseen. What's heard can't be unheard. What's done can't be undone physically. All right? You kind of have to just sit there and be like, all right, this is the package it came in. I'm going to work with this. That's where you need to go with this. You know, if you cut loose and have a good time with life, there's nothing wrong with that. If you rode the wave, but you were like, you know what, I'm not going to think about the ramifications. I'm not thinking about the consequences. And that's kind of what, you know, I kind of feel is like you weren't thinking about it completely when you did the action. And now it's just calling for you to stabilize, all right? You got to take the responsibility, though, before you can actually stabilize yourself in a situation. And that's kind of what I'm seeing for you, Pisces, is, you know, you got to let those emotions not get the best of you. Because, yes, this is a consequence of your design. Very clear here. Balance your shit. Don't sit there and cry about it, but go balance your shit, all right? Ground yourself a little bit. All right, Pisces? Well, my loves, my awesome tea leaves, that is all the signs. That is all 12 of my awesome Zodiac. And that is your reading for this week, or whenever you should find it, because my readings are timeless and they will resonate to you when they are supposed to. And if you should find this reading at a later date, another week, or two, or whenever, that's fine. That's when this message is appropriate to you. All right. So I want to thank all my moderators, as always, for holding down the chat, getting rid of people with stank ass energy, for having some laughs with me when I was, you know, talking about, some pop culture nonsense and everything. And, as always, thank everybody for coming, because the support you show helps the channel to grow, which means more readings, more adventures, more fun, more spit talking, more nonsense and all that, and just being able to spend some good quality time with one another, get some insight, and enjoy ourselves. That's what this channel is all about, after all, and accepting everybody, differences or not. And yeah, so hopefully some messages have come through. Hopefully a lot resonates for you guys. And hopefully that's going to help you guys get through some sticky situations that you're in. If not, that's okay. We'll try again next week. But I want to say I love you all. I'm going to give it about a good 95% that I will not be live next Sunday. If it's a possibility, I'll let you guys know. But I will go live again at some point during this week, and I will have some videos releasing. I know I was supposed to do some last week, but I had a huge project show up, and I needed to get that project done. I didn't have a choice in the matter. I'm still not done with it, but I'm a lot closer than I was last week. So videos will be coming out. While I am in North Carolina, videos will still be coming out. I'm going to be taking tarot cards and stuff with me, so when I'm bored in my hotel room late at night when everybody's asleep, I will sit there and film stuff. But till then, till next time, stay awesome, stay kind, know that you are loved, you are worthy, you are amazing, and anything is possible. You are not a rock. You don't have to stay in one place. So, take care. Everybody that's going to North Carolina, I will see you next week. Those that aren't, I will still see you at some point between now and forever. All right. Take care, everybody.